One day I was at my tuition center and I was really happy, and then my best friend came down to sit beside me. We talked for like barely 5 minutes before the teacher came in, and then we started studying. And the class, it ended, and I walked out of the tuition center down the stairs with my best friend, and suddenly I had this vibe of sadness. I felt kind of weird, so I just asked him for a hug, and we hugged. And afterwards, he just left. He didn't say a word. And I sat in the car and I started feeling worse by the second. By the time I got home and I reached the washroom to freshen up, I was in tears. And I didn't know what had caused me to feel that way. I was absolutely clueless. And then I introspected a bit on what exactly I was feeling. I was feeling totally empty, like I was going on for no reason. There was this feeling of utter boredom, like I was just doing things for the sake of doing things, but not really feeling fulfilled. And I was hard on myself because I thought I got myself to that state, although it was so sudden, it didn't make any sense. My best friend, he texted me after I think 2 to 3 days. He texted me and he said that he was feeling really off and he had no idea what was going on, and he somewhat implied the same feeling I had been feeling after I came back from the tuition center, though he himself was very confused and was not sure what he was feeling. Another time, I was just sitting out in the living room of my house and my mother was talking on the phone to somebody. She was really angry at this plumber or whom I don't know, and I was just there watching a series on my tablet. And she kept going on and on and on until a point where I just got annoyed and I came to my room and I continued watching the series. Because it was just meant to be my day off, I was just focused on enjoying myself and, well, finishing the series. After 2 hours, my brother came to my room to discuss something important, and I abruptly shouted at him for no reason whatsoever. And in the middle of the argument, after barely 1 minute of speaking anything, I just started crying for no reason. And I felt really, really off and really, really weird. And my mood had actually been really good because I had not studied anything the entire day. I didn't need to. My exams were over. I had watched a series and I had just enjoyed myself. So my sudden mood swing didn't make any sense. I went and then I apologized to him, but I had no clue what happened whatsoever. I was sitting in my classroom normally and a class was going on. Suddenly the teacher got a call. After the call ended, she addressed the girl sitting beside me and said that some other teacher had called for her after the period got over. And the class went on normally afterwards. But 5 minutes later, my heart suddenly started beating very fast and I could not explain why. So at first I just ignored it thinking it would go away, but it did not. It kind of got worse. So for a second I started thinking, okay, what happened? Why am I feeling this way? Did something happen before? And I could not come up with anything. And my heart started beating even faster. And I thought something was happening. So I just excused myself from the class after asking the teacher and went to the washroom, took a few deep breaths, centered myself. I felt okay again. Then I went back to the classroom, and as soon as I sat down on the seat, I started having that sensation immediately again. So the class ended after 10 to 15 minutes. And I just had a gut feeling. I'm not sure how to explain this, but I just had a gut feeling. So I basically wanted to ask a question to the girl sitting beside me, but I decided to ask all the three girls sitting beside me because it would have sounded fairly weird had I just asked her. And mind you, I wasn't sure what this question was. So I asked them all at once, were any of you feeling nervous? And I wasn't even sure up till this point that what I was feeling was actually nervousness. I did not know. Because when you are going to give an exam, you expect to feel nervous. So when you do feel something, when your heart does start beating faster, you understand, okay, that's nervousness. But I was not sure until this point that I was even nervous. And the girl sitting beside me, the girl I had originally wanted to ask the question from, immediately answered that yes, I was. And I just asked her why. And she said that she got nervous when the teacher told her that another teacher had called for her because she thought she messed up something. Hello guys, the name is Ophelia. Welcome back to my channel. I give advices on self-development, mental health, building yourself, upgrading your life, etc. And today I want to talk about how to stop absorbing everyone's energy as an empath, because I know it can be exhausting. I'm doing this video right now literally because I've been so upset for 15 days now. Like, that's half a month literally. And Today I just realized literally like half an hour before, wait a minute, that's not how I think. Is this even my energy? And I did one visualization and suddenly I was in the right mindset again. And I feel I could have saved so much time had I just realized this before. And I know many empaths, we don't realize when we take on another's energy because we are not able to distinguish between what's ours and what's somebody else's. And that can be rather frustrating and can really mess up your life. Because lots of people take on another's energy, but they can ignore it. End of the day, we empaths, we can't. But it's not a liability. I promise you, it's not a liability. Everything is a double-edged sword. And if something has pros, being an empath has multiple pros. You get these videos because I'm an empath, because I feel so much, right? But obviously, anything that has pros will also have cons. So this is just one of the cons we have to deal with. So in this video, I will tell you how to protect your energy from other people. Firstly, I will tell you how to release that energy if you realize that you've taken on somebody else's, and then I will give you tips in general so that negative energy does not latch on to your energy, okay? First question to ask yourself whenever you start feeling off suddenly is, has this emotion built up or is it sudden? If the emotion is very, very sudden, more likely than not, it is somebody else's. But this can also become a difficult question to answer because if you have taken on somebody's energy ages ago and you have been carrying it with you all that time, then it will not seem so sudden. It will seem like it's a part of you. So I get it. But if you can identify it in the moment, that would be amazing. The next question you have to ask yourself is this emotion mine, somebody else's, or a mix of both? The third is label the feeling. What exactly are you feeling? For example, if you've been having a feeling that is not so common for you, for example, I was feeling really disconnected from myself. Remember the video on loneliness I posted a while back? Yes, loneliness comes from a lack of connection to yourself. So I was feeling insanely lonely and disconnected from myself. But I am a person, I journal every single day, I meditate every single day, I have a schedule and I have such self-care activities in it that I simply cannot be so disconnected from myself. So if you're having some sort of feeling that's not normal for you, more likely than not, it is somebody else's emotion. So label the feeling. If you're still not sure whether that emotion is yours or somebody else's, that's okay, because I just wasn't either. Like literally half an hour before, I thought I was just being crazy to do this, but I just felt so much better afterwards. So if your intuition says something, listen to your intuition. Your intuition as an empath is a most powerful tool. Listen to it, okay? So even if you feel that there are no chances, or perhaps you feel that no, this is just me, or you're blaming yourself, you know what, do this exercise that I'm telling you anyway. To identify whose that emotion might be, look for physical signs of tension. Like, is there anybody around you who is tapping their legs, who looks tensed down? If you've been feeling this for quite a while, just think back on your day and think, when exactly did I start feeling this? That might also give you a clue. And the third technique that I found really effective is look if you are mirroring someone. Are you finding yourself being in the patterns of somebody else? Because yes, you can be in an entire pattern that somebody else has. Because I went into an absolutely negative mindset. My entire mindset had shifted. For example, once I remember I was in this pattern that I would work and then I would continuously be on social media. I would work, then be on social media, work, then be on social media. Although I know that's really, really unhealthy for me. Because first of all, social media drains me. And secondly, I prefer to do multiple activities during my break, not just one. Yet I found myself not being able to stop myself, or even when I did, I was really uneasy and I was not sure what else to do, you know. Kind of like I was using social media to suppress my own emotions. And then I realized, wait a minute, this pattern, I recognize it, it's somebody else's. And I want to say that mirroring happens with people who are very, very close to you. Like they can be close family members, somebody whom you share a deep emotional bond with, anybody like that. Mirroring typically happens in those cases. So more likely than not, it's a family member, especially if you are living with your family. And if it's a family member, it can also be difficult to tap because For instance, me, I have very similar habits to my mother. So if I take on my mother's energy, and if I start mirroring her, then I might just feel that, wait a minute, this is just who I am. So it can be a little difficult, but keeping this in mind, it helps you identify, okay? Like if an average person, while empathizing with somebody, can feel 20% of what the other person is feeling, empaths can probably feel 30% of that. And with the people whom they're really close to, like if you're in a relationship with somebody, a really close friend, a family member, you will be feeling like 40% or maybe even 50% of their emotions. So be really wary of who you bring into your close friend circle. Next thing, if you realize that you have taken on somebody's energy and you're in public, leave that place immediately. If you are in a class, ask the teacher to go to the washroom or change your seat in your class. I have done that a lot of times, and you don't need to feel guilty about it. Just suddenly feeling off is a good enough reason to get up and change your seat, okay? You're doing it for love for yourself, not for hatred for somebody else. So really never feel guilty about this. Protect yourself. You are valuable. Protect yourself, protect your energy. Take your time to be alone in a room and center yourself, like really feel yourself. Sit down, take deep breaths. After like 2 minutes of doing this, being really present in your body, I want you to visualize, okay? Certain visualizations work better for certain people. So if you come up with one of your own, do definitely try that, because this is very, very subjective. Me, for instance, I often imagine like I'm an open window and the wind is just, is just blowing away all my emotions. I read another empath's article and he or she wrote that they just imagine a waterfall flowing through their body, taking away all the emotions along with it. That's also really helpful. Or here's another that I found, which I just tried right now. Imagine yourself as a tree on the coast of a river and imagine some of your dead leaves falling onto the water. Basically, the dead leaves are the emotions that you've taken on from the other person, and you're the tree. And those dead leaves are falling onto the water and they're just flowing away from you. That is also a really powerful visualization. Then there's one tip I read in The Power of Now, and he basically said that imagine yourself becoming transparent without the solidity of your body. Let's say a person is shouting at you, then just imagine yourself becoming transparent. The author mentioned it for dealing with something else, but I've also found it really helpful when it comes to releasing negative energy. While doing these visualizations, if you feel your thoughts cluttering up a bit or feel a bit of resistance, that's very normal, because these emotions had almost become a part of you for quite a while now. So don't think that you're doing something wrong, okay? Another thing you can do is, see, energy cannot be destroyed or created. It can only be transferred according to the laws of physics. So you can imagine transferring your energy to some higher source, to some higher power, or perhaps if there's a plant nearby. Oh, this one I've done a lot of times. If there's a plant nearby, I just touch the plant and I just imagine it taking away all that negative energy from me and cleansing it. There are, by the way, certain plants that you can use to cleanse your energy. There is sage, and I've heard bamboos, and there is a whole list of them on the net. I've personally never tried these plants, but I've heard they really help from a lot of people. You can also feel your energy being transferred from your head to your feet and then finally onto the earth, especially if you're walking barefoot on the earth. Then this is really helpful. This is called earthing, by the way. Something I read in, I think, The Empath's Survival Guide by Judith Orthoff. This is a really helpful book for empaths in general. Highly recommended. All these visualizations, they're subjective. So just try any one of these that works for you. You don't have to try all. Just one of these in the moment, which will help you release that energy. Then say this affirmation while placing your hand on your heart. I call back my energy from all people, places, things, and situations that have taken it without my consent, and I give back any energy that is not mine to keep now. While imagining the person and that energy flowing from them to you, you must say this. Then inhale, imagining that you are taking your energy back, and exhale, imagining that you're exhaling out that person's energy. Pray for this person to find peace for whatever negative emotion they were feeling. This is something that I've found helps me. You can skip this step if you don't want to do it. Another thing that I do sometimes if the emotion is really strong is I get up and I stretch. And while stretching, I imagine like that energy is going out of me. And I think this one really seals the deal, really like protects you. Exercise in general is such a good way to get your energy moving. No matter it's negative, positive, whatever, it's such a good tool to get your energy moving. So make sure that you do exercise. When I've been sitting the entire day working and then I stretch, it really helps me release all that energy. So if you're in a job where not a lot of movement is there, make sure to do this. Let's say you were in some public place and you went to the restroom, did this exercise, and now you have to go back and you know that there is negative energy there. So what you do is you pray to God to protect you against any negative energies that might be surrounding you. Imagine a shield around you, okay? A shield around you and everything else around you. That way you're protected. So these advices will help you release somebody else's negative energy, but the main thing is to realize whether it's yours or not. That is when you can actually start implementing this. So keep a track of your emotions, your feelings, journal every day, do all these things, and be highly self-aware of who you are. That is the only way to maintain your mental well-being and sanity, very frankly. The tips that I will give afterwards are for how to stop taking on people's negative energies in general. Like we know, prevention is better than cure. So the best way I've found is have a good and balanced life in general, because negative energies cannot latch on to positive energies. Be at such a level that those negative energies cannot latch onto you at all. Be at such a high vibration. You need to maintain a good mental well-being of your own and have good company around you, good environment, or even if you're not in a good environment, it's okay. You can still maintain your mental well-being by implementing these tips until a time comes when you can finally get out of that environment. For this, you will find lots of self-development videos on my channel which will really help you. But in a nutshell, I will go over some of those tips here as well. If you want more detail, watch those videos. First one is love yourself. Don't hate yourself for being an empath. Don't hate your sensitivity. And I know that can be difficult because literally everything seems to be against your sensitivity firstly, but as you keep practicing more self-love, you can go watch my self-love video to learn more about this, but as you keep practicing more self-love, you realize how valuable you actually are, and it does become a part of your life, and you actually really stop caring about these things. They actually start seeming trivial. Everything is a double-edged sword, empathy included. So I promise you, if you see all these cons, there are just as many pros. That is different from the conventional norms. That's why you're not able to find it. But be aware of your strengths and weaknesses, okay? You can read books on highly sensitive people. You can read books for empaths. These will help you build up your self-love and make it a normalized thing. And actually, if I think about it, isn't it kind of like a superpower? Is it being an empath kind of like a superpower? People struggle in understanding how others feeling, in how to react when another is crying, in things like these. And here you are, it comes so easily to you. You just know. Your intuition is amazing. Isn't it kind of cool? Isn't it like one of those characters in a movie or in a book? See yourself like that. Do not hate your empathy, okay? I know at first it can seem so difficult, but it is possible, and you will really come out on top if you start doing this. You're gifted, okay? You're gifted. Learn how to use that gift. If God gives you something in one area of your life, He also has to take something in another area. which is the reason you are not fitting in with the norms or with the society. But that doesn't mean there is anything wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you, okay? Here are some other practices you can incorporate in your everyday routine. For one, before going to sleep, every day say this: I call back my energy from all people, places, things, and situations who have taken it without my consent, and I give back any energy that is not mine to keep now. Say this every day before going to sleep. While you're showering as well, imagine all that negative energy flowing out of you. When you're getting out of the house, ask for protection. Imagine that shield around you that I talked about before. It's called shielding, by the way. Set boundaries with people whom you know you must. Don't go to places, or at least try to avoid going to places whose energy you just feel is off. That's enough of a reason, okay? That's enough of a reason. You don't every time need to find out what exactly. If it feels off, it's off, okay? Follow your intuition. Don't question it, okay? Empaths also often end up being people pleasers, so setting boundaries is just really important. And in general, practice being present in the moment, okay? Practice detachment and being present. For detachment, I've explained it very well in my manifestation video, so you can go watch that. And something that also helps you be really present is meditation. Meditate every day for 10 minutes straight, especially if you have anxiety, because I had a lot of it, and I think empaths often do have anxiety. Meditating every day can really help with this. Journal, and downtime at least twice a week is a must for you. It's a must. You are not a normal person. You are way too gifted, okay? For example, let's take a highly intelligent child, okay? So let's just say the parent enrolled him in some abacus course, which is for 5 years, and he was able to do it all in just 2 years. She has to keep giving him activities like this, or he will get bored and he will search for things that are not good for him. It's the same with you. But at the same time, one might call it giving that child extra care. But even children who are intellectually deficit, so to say, need extra care, right? So both these categories of people need extra care. You as an empath also need to take extra care of yourself. And it's not a bad thing. One of the most important, exercise. Exercise because it gets your body moving. Anything that gets your body moving is helping you release any sort of energy and emotions. You don't even have to know what it is, what you're feeling. After exercising, you'll automatically feel better. It's scientifically proven to be a stress buster. As mentioned before, having cleansing plants can also really help you. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something. I hope I could help you in some way. Like and subscribe if this video helped you. Share with your friends, family, etc. Follow me on Instagram for more such advices. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.